Ew, you look so horrible. He always looks like that.
It's because I get no sleep.
No, wait. This can fix your face.
Oh.
What is that?
Some random person gave it to me.
Well, aren't you gonna open it?
Fine. Fine!
Who are you?
Well, I'm the genie, of course, and I can grant you one wish.
I wish school would start later so we can get more sleep.
What? I bet everyone at this school gets enough sleep. I get at least 7.25 hours of sleep every night.
Well, I think most people get less.
Well, I can help settle this debate, and I will summon my statistician to help us out.
Oh, you again?
Y'all have met before?
Yeah, we've...
Shut up. I have the solution to your problem. We can conduct a one-sample t-test. Okay, so the first step is to write the null and alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis is that mu is equal to 7.25, which is the average amount of sleep that HRH's students get is 7.25 hours, which is the national average. And then the alternative is mu is less than 7.25. This is the average amount of sleep that HRH's students get is less than 7.25 hours. Okay, so before we conduct the test, we have to verify 3 conditions, which are the sample needs to be random, normal, and independent. So the first, the random condition, we had a random name generator and we put all the math teachers and all their periods into that. And then we randomly selected 5 math classes. And this represents the whole school because everyone has to take a math class, so they're represented in that sample. And then normal, our sample is normal because the sample size in total was 108, and that's greater than 30, so CLT says that the sample is normal. And then independent, the condition is that the population needs to be greater than 10 times the sample size. So our sample size is 108, so 10 times 108 is 1,080. And we're confident that there are at least 1,080 HRHS students because there's 1,700. Hi class. Okay, so we're conducting a stat survey, so you just need to fill this slip out with how many hours of sleep you get on a school night. Wow, thanks. Okay, so out of all the samples we took, they all wrote down the average amount of hours of sleep they got on a school night, and the average of all of the samples was 6.03. So if we put that into the t statistic, we get that t is negative 7.89, and then the p-value is 0.000000000000135, which is approximately 0. Okay, the last step is to write a conclusion. So our conclusion is because p equals 0, which is less than alpha of 0.025, we reject the null hypothesis that HRHS students get an average of 7.25 hours of sleep, and we find evidence to suggest the alternative that HRHS students get less than 7.25 hours of sleep every night is true. Okay, now we're going to conduct a one sample t interval. Okay, so the formula for a one sample t interval is x bar plus or minus t star times s over the square root of n. So from the information we gathered from our samples, we find that the confidence interval is 5.72 to 6.34. The concluding statement is that we are 95% confident that the true amount of average hours of sleep that HRHS students get falls between 5.72 and 6.34 hours. And since the national average of 7.25 isn't in this interval, we can determine that there's not enough evidence to support the null hypothesis.
From my statistician's amazing work, it looks like HRHS students get less than 7.25 hours of sleep.
Wow, it looks like you're right for once.
Some random person gave it to me.
Well, aren't you gonna open it?
Fine. Fine! Oh my god.
Jesus.
No, you have to say this is my...
class.
Anusha, you have to go all the way to the wall.
Hi, class.
Alright, we filming.
Oh. Bro.